Labo Stratum Death Game is finally out, right? Chapter 1075. We still don't know who the traitor is. Oda, can you please tell us? This is getting a little bit old. We're gonna jump right into the chapter. The cover page, we learned that Vegapunk has met all of the 5 Elder Stars, or the 5 Elder Planets, right? There's a good theory going around that all of them are actually like Jupiter, Saturn, Mars, Venus, you know, things like that. So they're not actually stars, it looks like they're planets. I have a theory that they're probably some kind of ancient weapons. They're like the OG ancient weapons, and then Uranus, Pluton, and Poseidon are like the new ones, right? You know, wacky theory, you guys probably heard about it, but I think there's some validity to it. Let's get right into the chapter, guys. So again, the traitor is among us. We get a cool silhouette of somebody reaching for the Den Den Mushi security snail. We don't know who it is. Kind of looks like, if we're looking at it, it kind of looks a little bit like it could be maybe like Stussie's succubus clone. Maybe she can like separate herself. It kind of looks like a girl with the little, you know, the little side haircut there. But it could also be maybe, watch it be Saturn, right? Watch it be Saturn himself. Maybe he can separate himself. Maybe he has some kind of like stand ability, right? Like in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, where he can like separate himself like an evil shadow clone or something like that. Or maybe Stussy has that ability, right? Because she does have some kind of vampire succubus-like ability, right? Maybe some kind of demon. So it does look like a shadowy figure we have yet to see, right? Maybe it's another Vegapunk, right? I originally thought it could be Edison, but now I'm not so sure. Just going by this silhouette, definitely doesn't look like it could be Edison. So now I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe it's two. Maybe we're led to believe that it's one traitor. Maybe there's 2 traitors. Something fishy's going on, but I really hope we find out soon, because this mystery, I hope we don't find out 10 chapters from now, because it's gonna lose its oomph, right? We wanna know as soon as possible, right? I think this mystery has been going on long enough. The cameras get cut off by this traitor, right? We start going to all the Straw Hats, right? So it looks like they've broken off into different groups. We got Nami, Brooke, and Edison, right? Nami's obsessed with the jewelry, the gold, the artificial gold that is on Egghead Island. We got Astro Girl, Robin, and Chopper doing their thing. And then we also got Sanji, Stussy, and Jinbei, probably the most powerful of these groups, right? We got the number 2 and the number 3 of the Straw Hats with Stussy, who's probably very powerful. I think that this group in particular will be facing a powerful opponent. There's a reason why Oda put these 3 in particular, which are probably the 3 strongest besides Zoro. Oh, so I did say 2 and 3, I meant 3 and 4, right? So Zoro's number 2. So Sanji's number 3, Jinbei's number 4, and then Stussy, I think, is up there in the higher tiers on Egghead Island. I have a feeling she's very powerful. And then our next group, right, we have Lilith, Usopp, York, and Frankie. This group's kind of fun, right, because they're the ones who run into Pythagoras, who has just been decapitated, right? He has no head, or he does have a head, but it is separated from his body. He is still alive, right? He still has his brain intact, right? We got a cool scene where York is approaching Snake. So she's approaching the little baby Boa Hancock, and she gets turned to stone instantly. So we do learn that you don't need to be in love with Boa Hancock, right? Even because she's a little girl, so it'd be a little weird, right? But we do have to find her adorable or very cute. So any strong positive feelings towards Snake should give her the option to turn you into stone. So it does look like that's how her power works, right? So it doesn't have to be some, you know, attraction, you know, adult level attraction. It can be, you know, just, oh, you're so adorable, and then you get turned to stone. So very OP ability, right? Because she is an adorable, you know, little kid. Boa Hancock then goes from turning York into stone into shooting a freaking laser beam at everybody else. And then everybody's, you know, freaking out. We don't know what happened to these guys. It looks like they got blown off the bridge, right? So now they're falling. I wonder if they're gonna meet up with somebody else. So they get blown off the bridge, right? And they're trying to reach Shaka, but there's no communications. Maybe Shaka, I mentioned it in my last chapter review, maybe Shaka is teamed up with the villain, right? Because it's kind of odd that Shaka's kind of like, he could be the evil mastermind behind this. It's him and somebody else. Maybe Shaka and Stussy, because there's something still a little bit sus about Stussy. Maybe that whole dynamic with Jinbei, Sanji, and Stussy, maybe it's gonna have to be, maybe Stussy's gonna catch Sanji off guard since Sanji is weak against women, and then it's gonna be like Jinbei versus Stussy. And, you know, maybe something's gonna happen there, but I still don't fully trust Stussy. I feel like it was too easy. I feel like she betrayed Lucci and Kaku to gain the Straw Hats' trust, and then she's gonna betray them. So she's like a triple agent, right? Something like that. So I think something like that's going on. I wouldn't doubt it. Now I'm thinking it could be Shaka and Stussy. I'm not so sure about Edison. He's always seemed a little sus to me, but now my gut is leaning more on Shaka and Stussy having some kind of duo, you know, betrayal thing going on. We also get confirmation that Lilith is very afraid of the Seraphims, right? She does not think she stands a chance, not even with some of the Straw Hats with her. She doesn't think they stand a chance against the Seraphim. They're supposed to be the strongest, most powerful beings around. We already kind of assumed that, you know, the Vegapunks would think something like that, but it's kind of funny that they really think they have no chance whatsoever. But again, it's probably just Oda hyping up the Seraphim even more, right? So we then come back to Luffy and Zoro and Shaka, and it looks like S-Hawk and S-Bear, which are the Kuma and Mihawk Seraphim, they've broken in to the lab, and they want to take out Kaku and Lucci. Very interesting, right? Who gave them those orders to take out Lucci and Kaku? Could it have been Saturn? Could it have been one of the other Vegapunks? Like, what's going on here? Something a little odd is happening, right? Like, why would their priority be to take out Lucci and Kaku? That is why my gut is also leaning on Stussy. I feel like she has the most reason to want to take those two out in particular. What are they going to do? Is it going to be Luffy and Zoro versus S-Hawk and S-Bear? I think they have a pretty good shot at beating them. I really don't think they need to free Lucci and Kaku to defeat them. It's kind of funny, right? Like, I really don't want to see this team up. I feel like it's unnecessary. Like, I really do think Luffy and Zoro can take them out on their own. Maybe if their abilities are a little bit too OP, or it's more trouble than it's worth to take them out, right? Maybe they will free Lucci and Kaku. But I really hope we don't see that right away in the next chapter. I wouldn't be shocked if it happens. But I do hope that we do get to see kind of like Luffy and Zoro try to beat them without their help. And then maybe they have some sort of crazy devil fruit ability that makes them a little bit too annoying to fight. And maybe they're like, okay, let's just free these guys. Let's just speed things up. We got to get out of here. We got to beat them. Let's just free these guys and, you know, take a risk, right? Take the gamble that Lucci and Kaku aren't going to betray them right after, right? And knowing Luffy, he's so trusting, I wouldn't be surprised if that's what happens. You gotta love the face at the end, right? Luffy and Zoro are just disgusted. And you gotta love that there is no break next week. I love when there's no breaks. Thank you, God D. Oda, for being such a savage. Pretty cool chapter, right? I wasn't, you know, blown away by this one, right? This one was pretty good. I think I liked it maybe a little bit more than the last one. The last one was like pure setup. This one was starting to get a little more action. I definitely think the next chapter is going to be really, really good because we're going to see a battle between Luffy, Zoro, and the Seraphim, or Luffy, Zoro, Kaku, and Lucci and the Seraphim, whatever. And we also got the whole Boa Hancock situation with the other Straw Hats. So Snake, I mean. But, you know, pretty cool chapter. I liked it. I'd probably give it like an 8 out of 10. It was good, solid. Looking forward to the next one, guys. What do you think? Who do you think the traitor is? Do you think it's Shaka and Stussy? I think those are my new, like I do, I think those are my top two suspects right now. I think there has to be two people to coordinate this betrayal so well, right? It's like being done so perfectly that I don't think one person alone can do it. I definitely think there's two people involved. Originally, we were all led to believe it was Lilith. Then I started thinking Edison. Now I'm thinking Shaka and Stussy. Kind of makes a lot of sense. Who is that silhouette that is, you know, reaching for the camera? Very odd, right? It almost looks a lot like Saturn. Not gonna lie, it looks a lot like Saturn. Maybe he has some kind of shadow stand that he can send long distance. I wouldn't be surprised, right? These guys are like ancient weapons, right? They're the oldest ancient weapons, so I wouldn't be surprised if they have some weird, crazy ability we've never seen before. Like maybe their main bodies are like old and fragile, but they have this like crazy Susanoo stand long distance thing that's like OP. Who knows, right? But excited for the next chapter, guys. Who do you think the traitor is? Let me know in the comments below. Drop a like if you like the video. I'm working on a pretty cool video that I should be coming out next week, so make sure to hit that subscribe button to keep in touch and keep track of all the latest content. Take care, guys.